Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Demo Day. Can I feel the heat? Yes. Man, this is the summit. This is the end of the program. So I hope you guys are feeling amazingly well and amazingly fulfilled and amazingly tired after a very, very intense process. Whether it's been 9 weeks, whether it's been 6 months, right? This is a very special day for me always. Every time we run it, it's always thrilling, it's always exciting because it's a day where you can celebrate learning, you can celebrate entrepreneurship, which are things that I absolutely love, and it's what this program is about. So today we're celebrating that, and we're celebrating what you have gone through and the amazing products that you have built as a result of the process. We have 2 batches today, as you know. So we have 453, which is part-time, which they have gone through a process of 6 months, going every week, 2 times, holding on a job, coming in the evening to learn coding, right? And then every single Saturday. And then you guys who have sped through the program at 9 weeks, right? And they're just pacing, right? So different rhythms, but same content and different performance characteristics, right? It's interesting. So this is what we have today. For those people who might be joining today and might not know what Wagon is, or maybe it's a family member, a friend, and they know that you're kind of in a bootcamp, but they don't know who you're doing it with or what is it about. So the bootcamp provider is Wagon. We're a global education company focused on technology, and we want to help companies bridge the gap that is necessary to fill in order to bring the technology skills that companies need today. And we're on a mission to help individuals, we're on a mission to help organizations. This is particularly relevant in Singapore, where we have probably the biggest gap and the biggest mismatch in technology skills in Asia at the moment. And the data that I have over there that I'm showing from Oxford Economics is from 2019. I was doing some research for a recent presentation. Now it's even worse because you cannot get talent from the outside. So it's super, super relevant for what you guys are doing. This is the size of the gap. We have over 185,000 roles being reshaped and over 62,000 roles that are going to emerge probably over the next few years. It's crazy. Right? So I'm happy that you guys are part of this journey. I'm happy to be in this company trying to fill that gap because it's something important. And what you have gone through, it's basically getting the necessary skills to go through this. They're finding a job as a developer now, finding a job in the tech industry, finding a space in the tech industry now that you bring your previous background, plus you have learned over here. So that's about us, but the focus shouldn't be on Wagon. The focus should be on you, should be on the students and the amazing work that you've done. So today we have graduation of 14 students overall, on the full-time and the part-time. And the students today are deployed all over Singapore, Japan, and France. So it's fantastic to do that. I don't like to call you students. I think you guys are rock stars. What you've done, it's really, really incredible. And of course, you're either in the tunnel vision of the 9 weeks, or you've already become habituated to it over the 6 months. But it's really, really difficult what you have achieved, whether it's because of the speed of the program, having to pick up almost 2 years of computer science in 9 weeks, or having to deal with your lives over 6 months and putting computer programming on top, right? It's really, really, really hard. And when we look at the skills that we have, which we have people from all over the place, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, aerospace engineering, but also marketing, product management, business administration, business development, there's a very big breadth of skills over here, and it's also testimony to how the world is changing and how every single role is getting more and more infused by technology. So it's fantastic what you guys are bringing to the table, and I'm very excited to present 4 projects today, and which are being put together over just 9 days, time equivalent. But the process that you have been going through, it's a little bit more intense, right? So for those people who are listening now, this is the process, right? You've done a little bit of prep work, then you've covered the foundations of computer science and software engineering, then you can go through web development, and then you've built projects. And now it's easy, right? But I remember when I saw you guys from the full-time, the first day, it's like, oh, okay, so how do I print something on the terminal? And now you're asking me like, okay, so there's something between my development environment and my production environment that is not making sense, right? And then you feel what's the jump that goes through in 9 weeks or 6 months. So I'm really proud of what you guys have put together. And I'm happy to bring it to the first project of today, which is Travel Together. Travel Together is an app that comes to solve a problem that probably a lot of people have experienced in this room. It's like whenever you want to have a trip organized with friends, everything's a mess. Everything's a mess. Everything is painful. And if you are the person kind of in the lead, you have so much pressure to get things done, but other people are just not replying to you. And it's very difficult to build consensus. So Adrian, Anton, Flo, Mika, and Yuva, who are our part-timers from 453, have put their brains together to conceptualize and design a product that is Travel Together to solve this pain. So without further ado, I want to give it over to them so they can come over and present their project.
So our project is actually about planning a trip, so it's a bit ironic, especially during the times when we can't really travel. But we had all identified a common, I would say, difficulty when we were planning trips with our friends, and so we created an app that would basically really make it easy to plan trips with your friends, to select where to go, and especially in my group of friends, for example, there's people who don't like to plan and there's people who like to plan, so it really kind of creates the link between those people. So we solved the problem of planning trips. So this is why our app is called Travel Together, so this is what it does.
My advice for the future developer is that just don't worry about others. You just concentrate on the curriculum and help each other. And whenever you have any doubts, don't worry. Just go and ask the doubts with the trainers. They will help you out, and just do hard work. So that's the advice.
The reason why I choose the Wagon is because I saw a lot of reviews in the internet about how good it is, the curriculum, and also able to help you become a good developer. Yeah, that's the reason.
It's been great, lots of ups and downs. The beginning was very hard, then some spots are easy, but overall it's been really cool. We've had the chance to really learn a lot of things and to understand the whole cycle of product development, and although it takes a lot of time, a lot of hard work, in the end I think the experience has been really good. Hello everyone, thank you for being here and for attending. So we are the part-time batch, like Miguel said, and we started 6 months ago, and here we are finally. I remember the first day when we were working on Terminal, I had no idea what it was. And here we are with our application. So before we start, maybe I just want to quickly present our team. So you actually presented them first, but we have Adrian, who's in France, Mika, who's in Japan, Anton, who's here with me, and then Yuva, who's in the back as well. So basically, we created our application, which is called Travel Together. Okay, so the objective of the pain point that Travel Together solves is planning a trip with your friends. We all identified before the bootcamp that we all had the same problems when we were planning a trip with our friends. We had people who wanted to plan everything ahead, make sure that everybody was happy, sending a bunch of WhatsApps with bunch of ideas and all those things, and in the end, there are people like me, for example, who just don't really care. And so we just say, okay. And so we wanted to really create an app that would allow us to organize the trips more efficiently and actually get everybody involved, whether it's you're somebody that doesn't like to plan or somebody that likes to plan. Okay, so we're going to give you a little demo of our app, how it works, and what it does. So here actually we created a responsive web app, so it's meant to be more on a more of a mobile-friendly version, but you can also use it on the desktop, normal as well. Okay, so this is basically our homepage, where you have your upcoming trips that you have planned, as well as below the past trips that have been planned. Okay, so what we're going to do first is actually we're going to show you how to create a trip. So Anton here is going to create a trip. What's important is that once you create a trip, that you're going to be able to share that trip with your friends, and your friends are going to also be able to collaborate, put ideas, put accommodation, activities, and trips. So here Anton is creating the trip, setting the date. So Le Wagon demo day. So what we did was going to say we're going to all meet between Mika, Adrian, and us, we're going to meet in Paris and organize the trip. So Anton created the trip, created the link, and he's inviting the others to join the trip. Okay. So here he got the link, sent it through LinkedIn, through Slack, and you can also invite your friends by email. Okay. And we're actually going to see Yuva, who's also on his phone, who's going to receive the invite, and he's going to also be able to access the trip. Then we'll go into more details about the trip. We're going to show you how we add items. So we add activities or flights. So Anton is adding a flight. Oh, an activity, sorry.
What?
Oh, it's okay. It was me, I didn't read it well. And so you can see that Yuva here has access as well to the same trip. And we're going to see how simultaneously, I cannot say that word, how you're going to see it update and how this is going to work out. The idea of this app is that everybody gets a say, everybody gets to show our ideas, and then you can, once an idea is created, you will have the choice to vote on it, and also the choice to confirm the booking or assign somebody to be in charge of confirming the booking, or making sure that we get it through. Okay. So this is what it looks like once we have the cards. Okay, and then you can actually see from different flights, a list of the flight, the accommodations, and the activities. And we also have another feature. So we have notifications as well, which show when somebody created a trip or a card. We can also let you know. And we also have a feature that is chat. So you can actually chat with your friends, live chat with your friends for, so you can see. So Anton is saying, hey guys, hey guys. Okay, so pretty cool. So this is, and then basically you vote. It's important to note that actually the owner of the trip is the only one that can confirm, but he can also assign somebody to confirm and to show that they booked. But principally the owner is the one that can only confirm based on the different votes. We say, okay, guys, I put this activity. Are you guys interested in visiting the Louvre, the Museum of Louvre? Great, we have 5 likes. That's good enough. Let's book it and let's reserve it on the day that we've planned. Okay. Okay, great. And so basically you can also delete, you can add a new trip and everything. So this is the idea of the app. This is the first version of the app. What's more important actually is what comes after the app. So this is phase 1. We also had planned to do a second version with the addition of adding the photos. So when you are doing your trip, that you can add photos you can share with your friends, like this if you want to post on Instagram, on Facebook, videos on TikTok. You can. And then the most interesting part after is actually the one where these are trips that are created by people like me and you. We are the ones who are putting in where we're going to stay, what activities we're going to do. This doesn't come from the internet or ideas. And so what we want to do is actually get all that data that we use in order to suggest trips to people after. So the idea is eventually is when you come onto the app, you'll have suggested trips. And it's also going to be a way to monetize the application and how to propose different ideas, propose really unique experiences for the people to travel. And of course, all that facilitating the planning with your friends and so on. So this is the app, but before we end, I wanted to thank all my teammates, Prima, Miguel, throughout all this time. It hasn't been easy, a lot of ups and downs, also very cold in this co-working sometimes, so we had to, but no, it's been very fun, and thank you, and we hope that you enjoy the app. Maybe one day you'll see it on the App Store, and it'll be very famous.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, amazing that you guys have tackled a very difficult coordination problem. You guys are officially certified and graduated. So, here you go. Flo,
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And where's Yuva? Yuva! On the background, doing the hard job. Thank you so much. And Adrian and Mika will receive it digitally. But thank you very much, guys, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Looks amazing. You should be very proud. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great, 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 great. Good. So moving on to the next one. Okay, so I'm going to introduce Team Crew Call. So you just seen how, it's difficult to organize a trip together. Imagine a movie. Imagine a series, right? Imagine the project management hell that goes in that. So what if you wanted to participate in a movie as an extra or as an actor, and you could streamline all the process from being hired to being accepted into the job to being contracted into the job. And that's what Crewcall has envisioned. So without further ado, I'm going to give it up for them.
Before this, I was in the media industry in Singapore, and I work as a freelance producer. And part of my job scope is to hire crew members to be part of my projects. And it's always difficult to gather a large group of people in a short span of time. So I hope that this app allows me to streamline that process so that I can focus on the more important aspect of my production, such as doing pre-production, securing location, etc.
As compared to the other coding bootcamps in the world, I feel that the Wagon has the most comprehensive when it comes to their teaching, as well as the teachers that they provide us, so that whenever that we have any problems whatsoever, that they can always help us. As I've heard with other testimonials as compared to other coding bootcamps, that they're very, they'll help us in our post-bootcamp phase, so that they will not just leave us behind once they're done with us as students. They will also follow up with us and always link up us with other companies out there to help us secure jobs out there. The Wagon is the best coding bootcamp in the world when it comes to ratings as compared to other coding bootcamps out there. Yeah.
It's been quite a wild journey, I would say. I definitely learned quite a lot as compared to learning by myself. I get to tap on the experience of our mentors, our tutors, to really do as much as you can, and also learn from one another.
For anyone who's interested, just go and give it a shot, give it a try. Because ultimately it's only 2 months, and what you get to learn within this short period of time is quite a lot compared to what you will learn elsewhere. You normally take maybe a year or more to learn this amount of syllabus that we covered in 2 months. And practical advice is doing all the prep work before going in, because even though they say you start from zero, you actually have to have some basic knowledge before going in, and that will allow you to get some catch on to lessons better, and you will not be left behind as much.
First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Iqbal, and I'm the team lead for the Crewcall team. With me, we have my teammates, Shakiran, Rupert, and Josh. So a bit of background about Crewcall. Crewcall, basically before this bootcamp, I was in the media and film industry, and my role in that industry was a freelance film producer. And part of my job scope is to hire freelancers to take part in my project. And usually I will hire about 20, 30 people for a project. And each crew member, I will have to negotiate their rate, make sure their schedule meets my schedule, as well as make sure that they meet my requirement. And imagine doing for one crew member, multiply by a dozen crew member. And if you have multiple projects, there's a lot of people to deal with at a single time. So that's where Crewcall comes about in a way to streamline the process. So without further ado, let me invite my teammates to demonstrate how it works. So Rupert?
Yep. Hello. So I'll demonstrate what the producer normally does. So before Crewcall, if I'm a producer and I wanted to make a film, what I'll have to do is to go through Facebook chat groups or WhatsApp chats to manually search for the people who want to sign up for my project. But with Crewcall, what I can do is just simply create a new project by just pressing with one button, and then go to the Create Project page. And then what I will do right now is that I'll title the movie. So maybe in this case, since it's Christmas time, I'll make a Christmas movie. And what this show will be about, maybe I can put it in the description below, a movie about Santa, about the reindeers in Singapore. So when does this movie start? I'll add the details in with the calendar. So I'll say start it immediately because Christmas is coming soon, and end it on the end of the year because we are a little bit slow. So after these details are filled in, we can then choose an appropriate image to put it as the title for our image so that when people search for our project, they can see the Christmas image and relate to it. So we can attach the file, and then we can create the project. So we click the button, and then that will bring us to, that will create our whole project from an overview standpoint. So after that is done, you can start filling in the details. And the page is currently loading and is loaded. So yeah, so for the project, you need to find the appropriate people for the roles you have to fill. So maybe in this case, I can go run through with adding a job. So I click the add job button to the project's job. And maybe for a Christmas movie, I said Santa, a reindeer in Singapore. So maybe I need Santa Claus. So I need Santa Claus as the lead role as an actor. So maybe some requirements for Santa Claus will be 3 years of working experience because we don't want amateurs on set. Maybe Santa Claus has to be big size, big belly, for instance. And also Santa Claus, what does he have? A white beard. So maybe big belly and a white beard. So this department, next few department is a talent because these kind of people are not easy to find. And salary per day, nowadays how people pay talented people? $50 a day, cheap. Yeah. So the start date, Santa Claus works on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, right? To deliver the presents. So 24th, starts on 24th and ends on 25th. And with that, I can just create the job and it is posted. So from then on, it's on my job page, and anyone who wants to search for it can find my job within my project page and apply for it. So to run through this process, let me pass it on to my teammate Shakiran, who will explain that process to you.
Hi, so I'm Shakiran. Okay, so I'll be going through the process of a freelancer. So let's say I am a freelancer. I'm going through Crucall right now, and I'm searching through like all the different projects that are available to me. Okay, maybe I'm not interested in being in Aladdin or Looper or Prisoners, but oh, I see a Christmas movie. That's something along what I would like, so I click on it. Okay, so it's a Christmas movie made by Samuel, the producer, and the movie is about Santa and his reindeers in Singapore. Okay, I'm very interested about it. So the jobs that are available, let's see, Santa Claus, the requirements are 3 years working experience, big belly, I think I have a big belly, so I can. Okay, white beard, I think I have enough time to grow by then. Okay, so I feel confident, so I apply for the job. Okay, after which, right, you would see that the status of the job has been applied. Okay, after which, then the producer would actually get a notification saying that there is an application for a Christmas movie. Okay, so now I want to edit my profile. I want to say like, I have added something new to my portfolio. I want to showcase it to the world. Okay, so maybe I worked on a Christmas movie. And even if I wanted to, I could like also edit my showreel video. Maybe it's a bit outdated. Maybe it was from 5 years ago. But now I guess it's fine, I guess. So I submit it. Yes, and after which you can see that it's updated. And if any producer wants to see whether I have the chops to be in their movie, they can actually just go through my entire profile and see whether I'm actually good enough for their project. Okay, now passing on back to Rupert, who would then go through what would happen after an application has been sent.
Yeah, so basically all I did was post an application, and right now I get a notification that someone has applied for my Christmas movie job. So easy. So I go into the job page, I click onto it, and I see a calendar of my project, which fills the dates of my Christmas movie. Then I go down to my Christmas movie job applications and click inside it to view it, and I view the applicants. So inside it, I can view it because I can see the laptop here, but okay, yeah. And I can see the person who has applied, who is Shakiran. So maybe before I decide whether I should accept him for the job, I should review his page. So I can see his nicely edited bio. He's already credited Christmas movie even before joining. So I like that confidence. He has a very nice YouTube video showreel. So that's very good to have. So I say I like him, I approve him, and I update the status. And boom, he'll get the notification that he's in the Christmas movie. So upon this, what I'll do is I'll prepare a contract. I'll send it all done natively inside the app and send it back to him where he'll receive it. And then I'll pass it back on to Shakiran to show what the user will do in this case.
Okay, so if you go back to the overview of all my jobs on the clipboard button, okay, you can see all the jobs that I've applied for. So if you've applied for something, it will be marked in yellow. So from 20 to 22nd, if I have something on. Also now that you can see that actually for the Christmas job for Santa Claus, it's really now blue because it's been approved by the producer. So it's 24th, 25th. Okay, so now I want to confirm my application for that job. So I click on go to project acceptance page. Okay, after which, if I submit this, then it would redirect me to DocuSign, which would then show all the contract details. And if I finally decide on joining the project, I would sign the contract. So I press continue, sign here, finish. Now once that's done, it would redirect me back to the overview of all my jobs, and you can see that now it's green color, so that I've confirmed my job in the project itself. Okay. So basically, this is the entire user flow of what a freelancer would do, from searching for a job to finally applying for a job. And once the producer is happy with the application, then he would confirm, and then, yeah, that's about the entire user flow. Yep. So I'm passing now my time back to Iqbal.
Yep, thank you, Shakiran. So that's basically a preview of what CrewCall is. I hope with this app, we are able to streamline the workflow of a producer so that he can be more productive and more efficient in his work and take on greater projects. So before I end also, I would like to express my thanks to my teammates, the three of them, Shakiran, Rupert, and Josh. I mean, we go through ups and downs with them together, and I think I also learn a lot from them as well as they learn a lot from me. So thank you. Yep, thank you so much.
Oh yeah, and one more thank you to all the TAs, of course, for helping us so much.
Our TAs, please, yes.
Thank you, guys. So, it's amazing. We're really well ready to get the money back, ready to put it in front of investors. So, Iqbal. Thank you. Josh. Rupert. Congratulations, guys. Shakiran. Congratulations, guys. Very well executed. Well done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, guys, that was a great demo, and it showcases something that gives you the superpowers of learning how to code, right? You can go to a problem that you're very close to and try to solve it with technology. So that is something really, really amazing and unique that you can do with your background. But of course, you've learned how to code. You have the driving license on coding, but what if you want to go to senior level developer? What if now you want to code applications on your own, and Prima and Grace and I are not around? Still might need help because software development is big and you don't know anything about anything. Nobody knows everything about everything. So sometimes it's good to have a little bit of help, right? So this is the gap that CodeBot comes to solve, which is the next project that I would like to introduce. It's like, what happens after a bootcamp and you're coding on your own and you still need help, but you need that help fast, you need that answer fast, and you don't understand what is going on Stack Overflow or any forum what is trying to answer the question. What if you kind of figure it out and you just need a voice that helps you think? So that's what CodeBot comes to solve. And I would like to introduce Owen, and Young, who are going to tell everything around this product. So please come to stage.
So our project is called CodeBot. CodeBot aims to connect novice programmers with CS students and junior developers, so that self-learners who are learning how to code can get on-demand help from these CS students and developers. So this idea came from my time here at Wagon, where whenever I needed help with my questions, I could always approach the teachers and they would always provide me with answers on the spot. And that made my learning experience much more enjoyable and also allowed me to learn how to code much faster.
The reason why I picked Wagon is I've been self-learning programming for a while, but I wanted to have a very structured learning plan. And it was just a no-brainer that I picked Wagon because my partner actually was a batch from the Wagon London batch in about a year and a half ago. And I have seen how she have done the course and even went for a demo day. I was very impressed by the coursework and the things that she did. And so I picked Wagon in Singapore naturally. The experience at Wagon has been really, really great. The first 2 weeks, I had to do remote learning because I have to quarantine for 2 weeks, having coming back from overseas. And both the TA and the tutors have been really helpful. It made my learning journey very seamless and also interactive, even while I was doing it remotely. After that, I've been doing it in person with my classmates, and I would say that the course has been really, really helpful, even though it was really fast-paced, as it is a bootcamp after all. But we make the learning very interactive and really fun. So overall, I really, really enjoyed the course.
For those who are going to take this bootcamp, I would highly recommend you to probably do a bit of research on a bit of HTML and CSS, because it's going to be a jam-packed 9 weeks worth of intensive Ruby. So it will be good to actually pick up a bit of skills before coming into the bootcamp. But above all else, I hope that you guys will enjoy your time here and yeah, take it easy.
Very good evening to everyone. I'm Owen, and this is Em and Hui Yong, and together we are Team CodeBut. So have you ever been stuck hours and hours on a problem and the solution is nowhere in sight? This was me before I came to Wagon. And when I was trying to self-learn how to code, I faced problems every day. And I feel like I was constantly on a Google chase. And whenever I go to Stack Overflow, I feel like the answer is staring right at me, but I couldn't understand it. I wish there was a platform for me to get on-demand coding help to help me solve all my problems. So this is where I came up with CodeBut. So here's what CodeBut is all about. CodeBut is a platform where it provides tutors exactly when you need them. So CodeBut will provide on-demand help for your coding questions. And this is unlike Stack Overflow, whereby when you post a question, you have to wait almost hours or days for your question to get answered. Next, CodeBut provides one-on-one personalized help. So the tutor will go onto a live video call with you, and he'll give you the help that you need. Lastly, the best part about CodeBut is that the student will set the price. So this ensures that the question is always affordable for the student. So here's how CodeBut will work. First, you'll begin with the question, and then you'll attach a price to the question. After that, tutors will bid for your question, and you'll select the tutor which you find most suitable for you. And at the end, you'll leave a feedback for the tutor so that he knows how he can improve, and so that other students will know what to expect from the tutor. So without further ado, let me bring you into CodeBut. Now, as a student, the first thing I'll do is to sign up. After signing up, I'll log in into my account. So now that I'm in CodeBut, I just recently graduated from Wagon Bootcamp, and maybe I would like to let my tutor know that, so that they know at what level I am at. So the first thing I'll do is to go to my account details and update my bio. Recently graduated from Wagon. All right, next, I picked up a lot of new skills while I was here at Wagon, and I would like to add that to my profile as well. So JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, and then of course Ruby on Rails. Now that I'm done, I do not know how to ask a question yet. I do not know how to ask a good question. So I would like to approach the help and support so that I can have a simple read-through of how to write a good question. So after spending a few minutes reading through the guide, I now know how to use the platform, and I'll go ahead and ask my first question. So recently I've been working on a project, and I need to know how to pass JSON in Rails. And so here I am writing my question, and once I'm done, I'll select what languages is related, so Ruby on Rails and JavaScript. And after that, moving on, I'd like to set available when I'm available. So I'm available today from 12 to 3. And of course, the best part about CodeBut is that it's always suited to the student. And maybe I don't have a lot of money on me. I'd like to pay at most $30 for this lesson. All right, just refresh. All right, so now, type a new question. So looks like we face some technical difficulties. We'll just make a new question real quick. Yeah, so Ruby on Rails. So maybe the error occurred because we were logged out just now. So 1, 2, 3, yeah. All right. All right, so here's my question. And now all I have to do is to wait for my tutor to come and apply, to wait for tutors to come and apply for my question. So I'll hand it over to M.
Hi, I'm Em. So I'm going to show you the tutor flow. First of all, I have already signed up on Telegram to get notification every time a student posts a question on the dashboard. So I'm going to go to my Telegram. And I just saw a new question. How do you fix the action cable? And it's Ruby on Rails, budget's 25. I'm an expert on Ruby, so I'm just going to go in and start applying to this question. I'm going to search Ruby, or how to action cable, how to lose a guy in 10 days. Right, I'm going to search through, yep. Okay, I'm going to apply. The budget was 25. I'm going to give this guy 15, so hopefully he picks me because I'm cheap. Yeah. And now I'm just going to wait and see whether he is going to pick me as a selected tutor.
So now after some time, I just received a notification because I applied for I signed up on Telegram with the Codebot bot, so I will receive a notification every time a question has been, every time a tutor applies for my question. So now that I know the tutor just applied, let me go back and check this tutor out. So I'll go and pick a tutor, and looks like there's a tutor available, and he's quite good at Ruby and Ruby on Rails. So let's view his profile. So it looks like he's quite a solid guy, 4.75 stars, and most of his reviews are really good. And reading his bio, he's a genius scientist and can answer any questions, and loves craft beer. So yeah, I'm definitely picking this guy. So now I'll go ahead and pay because I don't have a discount code. All right, so over here I'll enter in my credit card details. Of course, because we are using Stripe, it's secure, and also it provides multiple payment options like GPay. So once done, all I have to do is to wait for the timing that was given by the tutor before I join in with the session, before I join in for a session with the tutor. And now I'll pass it back to M, who will reach out to me and begin the process.
So after a while, I've come in and I realized that I've been selected for the question, how to fix the action cable. And I'm going to go in. And I think the meeting time is around now. So I'm just going to send a message right to Owen and say, hi, Owen. Are you ready for a Zoom call? And Owen has just replied me. All right, so here's the Zoom link. I'll see you at Zoom. And after the Zoom call is completed, I can click that the session has finished. And now I can go back to my dashboard and continue picking questions to answer. Now I hand over to Owen.
So now that my session has been completed and I go back to the page, I can see that I'm now given the option to either review or open a dispute with the tutor. But the tutor has really provided some really good quality tutoring, and I've learned really a lot from this guy. So I would like to give him a good review. So I'll give him 5 stars, and the lesson was amazing. And I'll submit the review. And so from here, I can continue applying for questions, or I can continue asking for questions, or whenever if I'm in doubt of questions that I've asked before, I can always go back to the sessions where I can go view all my past questions, and of course, go back to any question and view the chat that I had with the tutor and anything that the tutor might have sent to me. And with that, I'll come to the end of my demo. I would really like to thank the people here at the Wagon who have helped us along the way and provided all the support, especially to our teachers, Prima and Miguel and Grace, who have been answering questions that we have been throwing at them even after hours. And I would like to thank, of course, my teammates over here who have gone through these crazy 2 weeks with me and really stayed back and pushed features and really couldn't have done it without them. And going on from here, I'm really thinking of adding the next features on the Codebot, like video, inbuilt video and recordings as well. So hopefully Codebot will be a great help to any self-learners out there. Yeah, thank you.
Amazing, amazing, really good job. It's amazing also to have seen the application transform week after week. And so many features, so rich, very well done. So, congratulations, thank you so much. Owen, was a little bit, right, of appreciation. Young, thank you so much, and congratulations to the three of you. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so maybe you've seen already the theme of the demo, right? We've going from the very concrete to the meta. So we've gone through very concrete problems that we can solve. How do we arrange a movie? How do we arrange a trip? So how do we learn how to code so we can solve things? And we're going to finish at the top of the meta. It's like, how can we learn math so we can learn how to code so we can solve things? So that is the theme of our next project, which is traversal. And this is a very niche, interesting idea, which is what happens when you're in the pandemic and you're a math teacher and you need to explain and visualize math to people over a screen, and it's really, really difficult. It's just really, really difficult, and it's probably something that none of us think about on a daily basis, at least I don't. But our students, soon-to-be graduates, Tom and Keith, have thought about it very hard, and they have come up with an application that solves this problem in particular. So please give it up to Team Traversal. Please come to screen.
The project that Tom and I are building is a tool, a math tool. This is based on my experience back in school when I was trying to write math equations on a computer, and it was really, really hard. So actually an idea popped in my head when my instructors were talking about building something on demo day. So I was like, oh, why don't I build this? And it was an idea from 2 years ago. And to see it come to life and being able to produce something for me and people who want to teach maths is just a really amazing experience.
So for me, actually, I have zero experience before I attended the bootcamp. So it's really important to go through the modules that the school asks you to do it before you come to the course itself. It's going to help you accelerate your learning when you actually come for the bootcamp.
So for me, the experience at Le Wagon has been, it's really great. At the same time, it's stressful, but a good kind of stressful in the sense that I feel accomplished being able to write and build my own products, write code and build my own products. And that's something that I've struggled while being alone by myself. And having guided tutors just makes it a lot easier for that.
Well, for me, the first reason is because it's got good ratings. That's something that I've searched online. Of course, there are other schools out there, but I feel that Le Wagon seems to have one of the best instructors, one of the best curriculum. And the other important thing for me that is the timeline. It takes 9 weeks, which perfectly fits my schedule. All right, so evening everyone. We save the best for the last because we will teach you how to solve the equation of the theory of relativity. No, just joking. So before we start, so my name is Tom, and this is my partner in crime, Keith. So we are a two-man team. And actually, he was the one who had the idea of developing a math tool that you can teach online. And I'm sure you can agree with me that with the current situation with COVID-19, teaching online has become the new normal. Yes, it's true that you can teach math behind a whiteboard or chalkboard online, or you can annotate on a Zoom call. but I'm sure that it's not a very engaging experience. It's not immersive enough. So the idea of traversal here is that we want to help tutors and teachers to type clean equations, clean and readable equations. And as you do that, you can actually explain so that you can provide a more smooth experience. So imagine that I'm a student and I have a burning question for my teacher, Mr. Shepherd, and I want to text him a question through WhatsApp.
Okay, thanks. Hi, I'm Keith, rather Mr. Shepherd. Tom's gonna help me over here. Okay, so Tom just, he's a student, he just texted me on something on WhatsApp, which is actually pretty common during the pandemic days as a tutor. Yeah, so he's asking me how do I solve, how do I manipulate this question of manipulate the area of a circle given its radius. So ordinarily, if I was teaching someone face-to-face, I'd just be over there beside them with a piece of paper, and we're just writing and I can explain it to them. But over here, let's say my tutee and I are miles away, right? I can't go there on the spot, and the government is looking for me if I go out without a mask. So I'm going to just solve his equation on the spot. So I'll say, hey, Tom, like, how's it going? And I say, okay, so for the area of a circle, for a quick refresher, it's pi r squared. So the very first problem comes right now. I want to write pi. How do I write pi? I don't really know, because ordinarily on a piece of paper, I just write these squiggly lines. Over here, I have to do that. It doesn't look as how I envision it in my head. And then I want to multiply that by radius squared. So what does that look like? I'm not so sure. And then how do I do a squared? A squared is a 2, right? But on paper, I shift that above, but I can't really do that in plain text. Of course, with a bit of researching, I can find out that it uses this weird-looking symbol, which is an up sign. I'm not really sure how that looks like as compared to paper, because it's obviously so much easier to write on that or on a whiteboard. So I'll just write it down. I want to manipulate that. So it's easy for me to visualize. I'm just doing this. I'm just saying r squared equals to a divided by pi. And then the next thing is I am going to take a square root of it, if we can recall that square roots are usually the inverse of square. So r equals to, that's the next problem I have right now, is how do I write a square root? A square root, do I just type it in? Most of the time, if I can't find a symbol, I'm going to Google it, square root symbol. And I'm just going to try and find something. OK, I see something over here. I'm going to go and grab this, go back, and OK, so I'll do that. And then I'll put a divided by pi. And then I'll say, OK, this is how it's done. So you can see there's a lot of friction to just, for this very simple formula of how to, manipulating the area of a circle, there's so much friction that has to be dealt with if I am just doing this through text. And this is really annoying, not just for me, but for my student Tom as well, who has to look at this and try and figure out what's going on. There's so many characters and I don't really know what this is. So we tried to solve this problem, and how that problem is solved is through traversal. So let's recreate the same thing over here, but let's use this instead. So traversal is just going to load. And you'll see in a second why you can really see the comparison for this as opposed to how it's going to load in traversal itself. Should probably pay for Heroku. Maybe I can right click on this. Let's see if we can open. Okay, great. So this is a list of things that I've done with Tom previously. I just give it a name of addition and multiplication, but now it's asking me about a circle. So I'm just going to type in a new equation. And yeah, let's say area of circle, right? And then I'm just going to write the same thing that I did in WhatsApp, but now over here. So I was writing previously a equals to pi. And I'm not just going to write pi now. If I do something interesting, like just with this slash, it immediately becomes the symbol that I'm looking for. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. And now I'm looking for a square root. I'm not so sure how to do that, but I can have like a handy cheat sheet over here, and I'm looking for, this looks like what I'm trying to do. So I look, okay, it's one character followed by that arrow, and then the next character. So let me just do that, and then I do 2. This already looks so much better than what I was doing previously in WhatsApp. And so over here, I can continue manipulating. That's, let me just redo that. Let's do. Yeah, okay, so I want to manipulate this so that the R squared is on the left side. So what's even cooler over here is I can actually live, if this was a Zoom call, I'm actually talking to Tom right now, and I'm saying, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. I want to paste is equals to A divided by pi. And I can tell him immediately, this is what I'm doing. Hey, Tom, I just shifted the R squared to the left side, right? And then that goes in here. And then I say, okay, I want to do the square root. I'm not so sure. What I can do is, take a look over here. Square root, is there a square root? This looks like a square root. All right, so let's just do that. So SQRT is apparently the shortcut for that. Let me just copy this, and let me do an R over here. Oh, whoops. It actually goes over here. So SQRT. Right. Okay, so let's just bring in this guys over here. Okay. And then, so I can add this, and after that I can annotate to Tom as well. Let me just give a quick annotation. So, right, let me just add my comment. Remember to check for mistakes, and don't be careless. Yeah, and now when Tom hovers over, when he receives this message, he knows that he can check this just to be careful. Because this is a very common mistake that happens when we're dealing with math equations. So it doesn't really end here, because I am still talking to Tom. He's waiting for me over here. What I can do is I can just, let me just move this to the side. Right, so I've got a nice share button over here. And since we were already talking, let me get back to Tom. So let's find Tom. Tom is here. And then let me send him this message. Let me just enter that and say, hey, Tom, I annotated. I have, oops, a better visual here. And now Tom can receive it on his phone, exactly where he was. So if we just take a look, it's in a different one. Yeah, well, it's on Tom's phone right now. And if he opens it, he can take a look at exactly the same messages that I have written. And as a bonus for the super nerdy people out there, we actually have a link. If you're an engineer or a data scientist, or you like to do analytics for some reason, we actually have a share button over here for Jupyter Notebook, if you have heard of it. So all that code, you can actually just copy that and bring it into Jupyter.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Shepherd, for your answers. As you can see, it's a very frustrating experience just to get a simple equation like finding out the radius of a circle through WhatsApp. So we believe that with Traversal, you'll be able to type better and cleaner equations for your students. We hope that, well, not even just students, tutors or teachers, but even parents can use it to teach their kids. So with this, I'd like to end the presentation. And just want to say a big thanks to Keith, as well as, yeah, and because we are a two-man team, it wasn't that easy, for the past 2 weeks. Just also want to thank the instructors for helping us out a lot. Is there anything you want to add?
Oh, thanks, Tom.
Okay.
Not for
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and of course a very big thank you to the professors, Prima, Miguel, and Grace. Is it on? I'm not sure if it's on. Yeah, but thanks so much for all your help. It's been an amazing experience. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, guys. So, we're tackling a very difficult niche problem. So here are your certificates, officially graduated. Thank you so much. And I think that's the end of our menu for today. Thank you very much for being an amazing group of people. Thank you very much for trusting us in the process of changing your life with learning to code. I hope that this is the beginning of your journey with us. So now you're part of a very big community that spans worldwide. If you need help, if you want to progress in your technology career, if you want to build cool things, reach out to us. This is your house. You can always come back. And a big shout out to Mika and Adrian on the other side. Thank you so much, guys. It's really been amazing, each of you, to have each and every one of you on this journey. So thank you very much for being part of us. A big round of applause to you all for being with us. And a big round of applause for the Le Wagon team. So Derek, who you've met at the beginning of the process, doing the recruiting. Diana, who set up all this magic, and it makes us feel like we're in Hollywood at the moment. So thank you very much, Diana. Grace, who's been an absolute rock star TA. Thank you so much, Grace. Adrian, who's not here right now, but he will watch the replay. He's been a crucial teacher for the part-timers. Thank you very much, Adrian, when you watch this. Thank you, man, for being with us. Thank you, Prima, the code genius. And this just fell out, but I guess it's still registering. And hello, I'm Miguel. I take care of Le Wagon in Singapore. Thank you very much, guys, for trusting us.